Okay, guys, let's get this, let's go back one screen. Switch over to that. Oh, this is the epoxy tray. We want to leave that alone. Okay, perfect. Now, let's see if I can replicate that in the same position. I wish there was a way you could just say, hey, listen, don't reverse this damn video. All right, we're going to want to move more this way rather than less. All right, change your chat settings, live chat. Okay. So last night we finished up many of the details on the Panzer 38. Well, we glued them. Now we need to paint them. So what we're going to do is we're going to paint these items black, prime them, so to speak. And then while we're doing that, we'll go ahead and put the antenna in. So we're going to go ahead and remove this little tool thing, the turret, not the tool thing. Still haven't woken up yet. Let's take this little bit off. And let's get us a spot of water. All right, let's see what we got over there. Nope, it's not one of those. Yep. I would say when you're airbrushing, you have to thin all your paints. Well, I almost thin all my paints when I'm hand painting. I don't like doing when I'm airbrushing because it makes a freaking mess. Although I may start cleaning my airbrush in here because the lighting in here is incredible. And honestly, there's no reason the garage doesn't have as good a light because I've got an out light there. It's got the same light that this thing is. And the overhead lights are pretty good. So I think what the thing with the garage is I don't have a place where I can like be sitting down and I'm this close to it. So we're not going to have a painting session this evening. I will be at my monthly meeting. monthly hobby club meet, monthly model club meeting. Greetings from Russia. Have a nice day and good luck in life. You too, man. Keep a low profile. Sevastopol guy. So I think the theme for the model meeting tonight, which I didn't participate in because I don't have anything of that, nor have an interest, was Vietnam. I believe next month it's Russia. We will be doing Russian things. I mean, I have lots of Russian things already. I mean, like a lot. Soviet things. I have a lot of Soviet things. We got a couple Su-85s that we're going to do next month. So, I need to get back to the Africa Corps and desert rats and all that, but we're going to have to take another little diversion. It's an excuse to get something built. Those are cool models. Are they from Temu? No, I've never bought anything from Temu and don't plan on it. I'd probably use TikTok before I would use Temu. I'm afraid of them getting my information. I have ordered from AliExpress, but not from Temu, however you want to say it. No, these are actually 3D prints that you can buy commercially. But I recently took a trip to Spain, and a Facebook friend reached out to me, and I met him out there, and he had lots of things to give me. He gave me half tracks and all German stuff. So didn't even ask for them. And so the least thing we could do is paint these things up. I already had 3 of these as model kits, and now we'll have 9. So YouTube uses the same software, so does AliExpress. Yeah, I'm concerned about payment, and nah, I haven't had a problem with AliExpress. They do have some things that are counterfeit in there. I did buy some figures, and then when I got them, it's like, oh, these are like pirated copies of something that's available in white metal. But I didn't really think that there was that good a deal. Like, I was looking at getting some Russian houses. They make these like Russian houses out of MDF. Well, they make other things too, but the ones I was interested in was like Eastern European Russian style 1940s houses. But by the time you add shipping in them, you might as well just buy them through Amazon. You've got better protection. Things get to you quicker. So I really didn't see that much of a savings. Now maybe like little fake trees, something like that. The little trees that they make. I just and the sorting. You could spend a lot of time looking for things. I know it was on there yesterday. You can spend a lot of time looking through AliExpress and come up empty-handed. And eBay, same thing. Sometimes there's deals on eBay and sometimes there isn't. I got several emails addresses, and I use them for several things. I have my main one. I don't give out to people. So if I try something new like AliExpress, I use my old one. It's just I've had for a long time. It's full of freaking spam, anyways. So if I get more spam, I'm like, okay, well I don't check that one all that time, anyways. Red Lizard. Good morning. Unless it's already afternoon for you guys. I was on one of my doing my Facebook checks this morning, and these people are kind of going on a rant about how people shouldn't celebrate St. Patrick's Day unless you're 100% Irish. I said, well, I guess we shouldn't see you guys at a pride parade then, unless you're, better watch yourself, man. Jokes are okay, but you do know how to behave. So we've already drilled a hole here for the antenna. So that's next. One of the few things that has actually gone down in price, probably because it's been so high, was the steel that I use for the antennas. And one of you guys was asking me about that. So I'm going to go ahead and show you. I got some in yesterday through Amazon. And it used to be $8.99, I think, which is way too expensive for what it was. And it dropped to $4.99. And I'll show you what it is. They changed their packaging. It's funny, they made their packaging more bulky. And it's not something I can go to the store and pick up, as I'd rather go to the store and get it at the store. As a general rule, is I get it immediately. Okay, that's the last one. Why is the ocean bottom black? Don't go there. Don't go there. Not cool. Okay. What is that item? Let me show you guys. And I wish I could get this at a store, but I can't. All right, man. Thanks for coming by. What's that? A couple little. Okay. This is the wire that I use. Oh, great. Now we got this huge delay on my feed. K&S Precision Metals 0.015 music wire. Okay, this runs $4.99. You don't get very many pieces. You only get, well, it says 4 pieces. It looks like 3. I guess there's 4. And this is what I use for the antennas. And we're going to, I thought I had a spare piece of it here. I do. It's pretty darn thin. And I don't want to use sprue because the sprue just doesn't behave like it used to. I don't know whether they changed the things that are in our plastics, but they just don't behave like they used to. And I just can't get a good sprue pull. Sprue, when you take, a candle and you take a piece of plastic that's left over from one of your models, the skeleton really that holds all the pieces in place, and start melting and then pull it apart, and you make that, almost like a synthetic hair. And I used that for many years, and I can't get a good one anymore. So I've just been using this, but I can't get this small in the store. And doesn't need to be precisely the same length. I'm not that terribly worried about it. It's something like that. Okay, and then we're going to file this down. So I was using needles and stuff like that to use for spears, or like, man, how do you keep yourself from poking yourself? I'm like, dude, you need to file this down. Even this, you'll put this through your finger, not through your finger, but it'll go into your dermis. It's jagged as hell if you look under a microscope. All right, let's come down here over to super glue land. Hey, empty out that one drawer. It for some reason it sticks a lot. All it is metal on metal, cheap ass drawer from, I think it's IKEA, but it sticks for some reason. Let's see if I can get a glob of this in here. That's what we want. We want a little glob. And there's the antenna. But they're basic little models. They don't have headlights. They don't have the horn. They don't have, and you don't need that stuff, but it is a prominent feature on a lot of these tanks. So it's missing some things, and you just move forward with it. You know, it's not that big of a deal. But adding some verticality, as I like to call it, adding an antenna adds something to it. Now, where's this one, right? Are we back to the pollen being back again? Already sniffly. It happened to me last week, and it went just one day. It just all of a sudden just went away. Damn pollen! It's just cold, hot, cold, hot, cold, hot. All right, this should be all right. Let's rinse this brush. Really need to focus on not putting things to the right hand side of me, because they end up getting clipped. All right, now I noticed when I did the close pictures, there was some of this antenna that did not get the paint on towards the bottom. Let's remove the turret so we don't damage something that we built with care. I was watching a guy. Well, I wasn't watching a guy. I saw a post yesterday where this guy was asking about trouble with his airbrush, and had, I guess he was spraying with it, and you could tell that his cutting mat was brand new, and he had all this white stuff sprayed all over it. Like that's what he had. He had his jam. I'm like, is there that many people that take like their self healing cutting mat and just like spray on it? I'm like, that's just distracting as hell. Like, I always cover it with something, and I mean, I wouldn't dare. And still, even with that, I mean, you get little specks of paint that are here on my table. They come off with hand sanitizer, but still, I don't want to see that stuff. It just becomes one of those, like, I can't see what's going on in my area because there's so much stuff. Eventually, I'm going to throw this away, or, I could probably paint over this. This is pretty thick cardboard. It's just spray this one solid color, but this is what I use as my mat. You're gonna get things on it, but even being careful. This is just from I think this stuff is from the wash. You put the wash, that stuff's kind of messy, even if you're trying to be careful. The wash. All right, so a couple things that we need to do on here. We need to paint some rusty things that lets this black settle a little bit on the paint. So let's go ahead and get the rusty tone out here. Use this light orange or light brown. That's definitely like a pumpkin orange. Let's get some black over here and a little bit of the orange. And let's paint this exhaust. Which, was painted at one point, but that gets like really, 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 really hot. Which is going to cause the paint to peel off of it. And once the paint's peeled off of it, it's exposed to the elements more. And it's going to get rusty. It'd be hard pressed to find any of these exhaust on a German tank, or anybody else's really, that's not rusty. Just like the tracks. The tracks are going to be, oxidized. What is this like a little copper fleck or something? There we go. Yeah, we did a show last night, but didn't have a lot of people come over. We already have more people that have come by today, or how many clicks than yesterday, but I figured people were out doing their St. Patrick's Day stuff. I'm glad we decided not to go out because I got home later from work than I would have liked. I really don't like drinking during the week, and I don't like drinking late. So it's not like I could start it's not like I can start having a St. Patrick's Day drink at 3 p.m. or 2 p.m. or noon. So my daughter was saying she's in Spain and she's going to St. Patrick's Day themed event today. I'm like, why today? Today's not St. Patrick's Day. It's like, yeah, well, it's today. I'm like, I guess all those siestas put you a couple days behind after you add them on. How many siestas have they had since the 1st of January? That like I guess translates in like being one day behind or something. I don't know. I don't understand. You have St. Patrick's Day celebration today, and then all your decorations you can buy them the same day, and they're 50% off. All right, let's add a little bit more orange. And a little more. And none of these tanks have been sealed yet. Not that it would make any difference, but if I go in there and it's like, hey, let's give this one a little bit more of an orange hue. Some people paint their tracks like this. I'm like, that's a little extreme for me. I just figured if a set of tracks did get really rusty, it's going to pick up a lot of dirt and stuff. You're not going to see that as much. Okay. Now, what do we got here? We got like a pickaxe, and we've got some cables. All right, so the cables, let's get this color. We are going to put a little bit of a oxidized kind of a wash on there when we get to that point. I'm not used to this. Maybe this is like getting old. Like you end up getting the sniffles when you're not even sick from allergies. I didn't used to have allergies. This pollen. It's like the pollen capital of the United States here. All right, let's get the beige brown and paint the shaft of that pickaxe. No, that's field drab. Its cousin. I must have put it back. Beige brown. Let's not clip this with the shirt. Beige brown. Is this it? It is. Now, the only thing I don't like about this hobby is that the time goes by way too quick. You're like, man, I got a couple hours to myself. Let's get some painting. Where the hell did the time go? You know, like, wish I could do this at work. Oh, look at that. It's time to go home. Oh, there's a shovel hanging out back here. Actually, I won't be on here on Friday night, on Thursday night either. I'm sorry, Wednesday night. I won't be on here on Wednesday night. None tomorrow night, none tonight, none tomorrow night. I don't have that many people coming up on nights, anyways. So, shouldn't be a big loss for you guys. No, we didn't put any of this white down. missed part of the shovel back here. And let's mix up a little bit of the color that's going to go on the, we use more of this than Panzer gray per se. The ends to the cable here. Tow cable. Okay, now this tarps and stuff that these things have. Let's take a look at this. So we've got one that's a little like, I believe I used Russian brown for this one. That's a buffish kind of color. I think I'm going to do this one since it's also like tied up. I don't want it to be green. So let's get this German World War II beige camo. It's like a Zeltbahn base color. Man, where's all my regulars at? You guys all sleep in? Where's my regular peeps? Now, I take my own advice. Don't go too dark. Don't go too dark. Don't mix too much black in this. Don't add too much shadow to the color. Let's put it that way. Let's start with this. Oh, not enough black. Now, if you add too black, you're just simulating too much of a crevice, and it's just a folded over cloth. There shouldn't be any like really deep valleys that are going to catch a bunch of shadows and hold them. This color actually covers really well over black. let's go ahead and use this color straight, not changing the light value of it, not adding any black or any white. Right now we're going to take this color, add a little bit of white to it. Picking out the highlights, things that would be catch the light. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up one more. And we're just going to hit these ties that they use to attach this and crimp it. Well, we have these two other small ones. Don't know if we'll be able to get them both done this morning, but we're on our way to start looking at the last three. What's up, Justin? Figured everybody maybe is still recovering from last night. Whatever it is that he did. I didn't. I came on here and painted. I'm gonna make this one a little more green-like. The Day of Alcoholics. That would be New Year's Eve, man. New Year's Eve is usually a day I stay anywhere and like stay in one place. And like 3 or 4 years ago, we went up to Tennessee and we went to see us yellow olive. Yeah, it's true, yellow olive. We're going to alter this color of this thing quite a bit. And we drove back, like I planned accordingly, right? Like, yeah, I drank. And like, 2 hours before we left, like I stopped drinking. So I was totally sober when I left. And we had to drive on, what's that interstate that runs through Tennessee? I want to say it was 24. We were staying in Nashville and we had gone to this New Year's Eve party that was like a cover band. It was really good. Um, Kind of out in the middle of nowhere. Not really in the middle of nowhere, but off the interstate between Chattanooga and Tennessee. So maybe 30-minute, 45-minute drive back. And I was on I-24. And there was a lot of people that were intoxicated driving, like fishtailing, making abrupt changes. I mean, I was like, I stayed in the right hand lane. I'm like, get these people away from me, and just like watching everybody. And I come up on his vehicle. It was 90 degrees to where I was in the right hand lane. It had just gotten into an accident with, I can't remember if it was by itself or with another car, but it was sitting, if the direction of travel was like this, it was sitting like this. And, so it had its headlights on, but the headlights are shining across the interstate, not along the line of it. And yeah, that was pretty scary. I wasn't scary because but I'm like, man, I really got to watch people. I'm not going out on New Year's again. It's just it's too freaking dangerous, man. Now this color is pretty green, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna add some black to it, and then we're gonna start bringing it up with white, and it's not gonna look that green. It's gonna look pretty darn faded. Yeah, I don't want to do that again, man. I don't want to go out and I had the wife and daughter were with me, and like I can control this guy, but I can't control everybody else. And I would have been more scared if I wasn't driving. I can at least be like, all right. Oh, and it was drizzling too. Like the road conditions were like that steady drizzle, like raining, but not really raining hard. I don't know. It just seems like St. Patrick's Day is not very much of a celebration. I mean, when I was in school, if you didn't wear green on St. Patrick's Day, you were going to get pinched. It's like that's ingrained in me. There's no way in St. Patrick's Day I'm not wearing green. I didn't even have a drink. You know, just another typical day for me. Didn't have anything to drink. I thought about having whiskey, but then you guys were on. I'm not going to drink alone. That's stupid. Drink. I'm not going to have a sip alone. All right, we'll let that dry a little bit. It looks like crap right now because it's super glossy looking, but once that gets flattened a little bit, I think we might be able to finish this off, and then we can look at. Well, no, I'm not going to because we still got to do the drippings. Any way you look at it, I'm still going to have to do drippings on this thing, and we haven't done that. That takes at least a half hour, I think. And we have to give it the final dry brush of the Iraqi sand on it. I actually don't like this many of the vehicles with a commander popping out of them, but it's what I had. It's what I was given, so wouldn't be right to complain. The first to fight one, you can't even make the commander popped out, and it's a command vehicle. If one of them should have somebody popping out of it, it would be that one. Okay, this is Iraqi sand. We're not interested in that right now. We need to make this other tarp back here. Going to use this. Nope. Where's the War Master color? There's a War Master color. It looks like that. Here it is. Skeleton bone, I think is what it's called. Skeletonian bone. I'm about ready to try my hand at some winter vehicles, but well, I've actually done two. But I mean, like really, like let's take my own advice. Let's not go that dark, because then there's not any mega shadows in this. That should be dark enough as it is. I believe the theme for next month's model meeting is Russia. So I've been talking about doing those Su-85s in snow camouflage, or faded snow camouflage, or half. You still got to paint them green. Okay, I think this will do. All right. Let's get, should be a small dry brush around here somewhere. Maybe she's a drying still. Let's get our Iraqi sand out here. All right, and the only thing we got left to do on it is add drippings to this. And that'll be for another time. And this will be the 3 for the 20th Panzer. It don't need to necessarily be used for a certain unit, but just so there's kind of a theme going on. All right, folks. Well, thanks for stopping by. Guys, have a good day, and we'll see you tomorrow morning. See ya. Bye-bye.